Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Dennis and welcome back to One Year 365. Today we will actually discuss about the continuation of the mini series. This is part two of the whatever I'm gonna title this mini series is. I'm actually honestly I actually haven't I haven't actually determined what it will be called. Actually, can we actually do that now? Let's see here. So it's all about superhero, right? But not really. It's more like superpower instead of hero because the character hasn't been, hero just yet, and we actually don't know if the character will actually become a hero or villain, right? Um, so maybe we call it superpower, but then again, it might actually be confused with the actual, superpower, like, um, like superpower country, for example. Um, I actually don't know what I'm going to call this. I mean, if I call it superhero, it's gonna be, like obvious, right? Like everyone can know what it's about. And usually with YouTube and stuff like that, I feel like people just make um, easy to search title, and I feel like if I put superhero and superpower, I feel like most likely superhero will show up the most, right? So yeah, I actually don't know as well. Maybe I'm just gonna call it superhero ideas, I guess. So yeah, whatever. I'm just gonna call it superhero ideas. So here we are in the superhero ideas part two, out of seven part. 3 days ago actually was the first part. So if you missed that, go check that one out. This one though, this one will be out on the February 6th, I believe. So yeah, it's like 3 days ago, pretty much the first part. And today we'll actually talk about another superhero ideas. So the first part we actually talk about the change, weather change, right? The character that can change weather. Um, like it's not your usual weather as well. It can be extreme fictive weather pretty much. So this one is kind of interesting. It's about time actually. So it will be that the ability for the character, it will be about time. It in fact it's called on time. So yeah, it's just like the name. The ability that this character has is that the character will always be on time. So the character will never be late to something. That's like the positive thing, right? But the negative thing is that the character also cannot really, like um, try to plan it out pretty much because because things happen like on time, right? Like like every mature action or mature big things that happens in the character's life, it happens on time pretty much. So you can't really plan out things far away, right? It just happens so as it happens, and pretty much everything will collides into like on time pretty much. There's actually already a similar idea. I think this was in X-Men. No, not X-Men. It was in Deadpool actually. Yeah, Deadpool. There's actually a character which is called Lucky, I think. So this like character, she will be able to like pretty much what she does. She will always be on lucky side pretty much. So like when she wants to do something, it like when she enters random password, the password works. So it's lucky, right? It's all about luck, but it's kind of different from that one because this time the character actually involves around like time purely. It's not about luck. It's about on time pretty much. So okay, so the question will be how does this work, right? um, this is also a little bit difficult to explain. Pretty much the character will never be late and that's it. And yeah, that's just how it is. Like the character will never be late. Like for instance, um I don't know, like and it's also a little bit difficult as well. Like if you think about it, I also don't know how to make this idea work though. Works. I mean, because this one is a little bit difficult as well. Like the simple thing will be like, if you are, if you're a student, right? There's a class at, let's say, 9 a.m. And then you need to attend this, and you are outside, right? Let's say you're outside till 8:30, and you know you will arrive this on time pretty much. But can you not just do something else, and like pretty much it. um I don't know, like for instance, what is it, like if you purposely not to go to school, then you'll be late, right? So that's the thing. I feel like there's so many flaws with these ideas though. Now that I think about it, yeah, it kind of doesn't really work out like that, huh? Maybe it's like something that the character doesn't actually plan. Like I said, like if they plan it, it's not gonna work out, right? So like maybe for some things that are not plannable, pretty much. I don't know what that is though. Yeah, it's a little bit weird, huh? How does on time work? How does on time as what is it, like superpower works? I'm not sure. Well, the reason why I'm thinking about this is because sometimes I'm late to stuff, and most likely I'm late to many things as well. So what if there's like a character that cannot be late, pretty much? So the character will always be on time, and we'll never be able to like miss a thing, pretty much. Maybe that's the key point. Never miss a thing, huh? Um, I don't know, like I don't know. It's still a good superpower though. Just being able to be anywhere on time or any occasion. I'm not actually sure, but that also is a little bit too, like again, like a little bit weird as well, right? Like like if you want to go from A to B, and then you go through a highway, and there is just so many cars, like there's traffics pretty much. Like what will happen, right? Like if you want to go here, for instance, this is at again 9, this is at 8:30, but you're stuck on traffic. How are you gonna be able to be there on time? That's the question, right? Like you cannot really just all instantly fly, right? There is still this traffic, and there is not like a helicopter that somehow pass by. And even if that's the case, how will you be able to go on the helicopter as well? That kind of doesn't make any sense, right? So yeah, I feel like this one is a little bit difficult, but maybe like, yeah, but then again, you kind of plan this out, right? Like you kind of plan to go from A to B anyway. So yeah, I don't know. Oh, this one is kind of interesting though. What if the ability involves manipulating time? So, um, okay, this one is a little bit, maybe a little bit interesting. So, um, well, the same example, for instance, this one, right? Except that I actually write a lot of stuff there. Okay, this one, 8:30 to 9, right? What happens if, like, when you got stuck there, how long, however long it takes for you to go A to B, you will always reach at B at 9. So there is like some kind of manipulation of time. So like it's only technically speaking only I mean, realistically speaking, there's only 30 minutes, right? But in the actual thing, you experience like hours of like travel, right? And when you reach there, the time still hasn't actually reached 9. Like, yeah, pretty much the time gets dilated. Pretty much, it got stretched out so that the actual time actually waits you, right? So that you reach there at 9, so it will be there. But it's a little bit interesting as well, like how will time like for other people, how will that affect other people as well? Like, will it be that, like everyone will not notice about it? But that doesn't make any sense either, because there is so many people over here. I feel like at least one of them will, realize that something weird happens with the time, right? I'm not sure actually. So yeah, it's a little bit weird as well. Um, I don't know, like even if the other people got slowed down, or the world gets slowed down, uh, that also doesn't help with the traffic situation, right? Because the traffic situation, you can slow down time, but the thing is that the vehicle will also get slowed, and the traffic will also takes longer time, right? So in this case, slowing down time doesn't actually help you, pass through the highway, right? So yeah, it's kind of interesting as well, actually, huh? But that's a good thing, though. I mean, that's an idea for sure. Like, you experience time in a different, pace, pretty much. That's actually interesting. Um, yeah, I actually don't know how this will work, unfortunately. But the idea is there. The idea is just the person does not, will not be late ever. Maybe it's that the reality will change. Like near the person, probably the character. So, for instance, again, 8:30. Where is it? 8:30 to 9, right? To go to distance, like depending on what's your purpose, like for instance, you go to school, you go to class, the class starts at 9. Well, um, there is traffic as well, so it will take, let's say, an hour. So the character reaches the location at 9:30. That's late, right? But then reality kind of changes or revolves around the character. So maybe the teacher hasn't arrived, maybe something else happens, and technically speaking, the character actually isn't late, right? Because um, it only is late if it's already started, right? But the thing is that it hasn't started just yet. The class hasn't started, so you know, when the character arrives, like literally seconds after, then the attendant or the teacher comes, for instance, then that is not considered as late, right? That is on time. Although um, you know, if we talk about numbers, then 9:30 to 9 is already late by 30, but it's not really like that. Maybe, oh, this one is interesting as well. Maybe the concept of late, or like on time, is actually only according to the character. So for instance, yeah, like for instance, like this, for instance, um yeah, sure, it's late according to time, but you know technically, I mean, what's actually happened, he's not late at all, so that can be a thing, actually. Yeah, this one is a little bit too difficult to develop, but pretty much the character's ability is to never be late. Now again, the reason why is because it pretty much every other thing here, kind of like things that are uh, things that I experience, pretty much. Not really I experience necessarily, but more like things that happens to me. Not really happens, but more like um, there are some things that happen in my life, and I'm just thinking, like, what if someone actually can do that? What if someone has the ability or the power to do something? So yeah, that's the first one, and the second one is about the time, pretty much on time. So yeah, like everything that the character never is never late, pretty much. So yeah, I don't know how things will revolve around that. It's gonna be a little bit too difficult. Maybe there's already exists one, like a character that's always on time. Maybe there's one already. But yeah, I feel like um, if not, then I can pretty much know why, because it's kind of difficult, right, to develop that as well, in a story especially. So yeah, also like logically speaking as well, because sometimes you kind of want to make things logical, right? As um, although the entire concept of superhuman superpower, uh, you know superhero, isn't really, a thing, right, in real life. So yeah, that's that. But anyway, a little bit for this one. This is the second part. It's all about not being late. Or yeah, I think the name will be um, I don't know, like never late. I guess never be late. I don't know. Or always on time, probably. That's something. But yeah. Anyway, before this one, I hope you guys enjoy it. Stay so. I will see you again. It will be the next one will be second 2 days from now actually. Will be on February 8th for the third part. But yeah. Anyway, until then, see ya.